Welcome back to Boris Physical Media. I'm Vanessa and he's Charles. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep hitting that bell notification so you know every single time that we post a video. And we actually have a Shout Select title for you guys. We actually got this sent over a while ago, so thank you again, Shout, for sending this to us. We're just now getting to it, and it is The Man in the Iron Mask. And it's got a lot of notable stars.
47 in the line, I believe.
49.
49.
He was close. And here's the back. And you do get disc artwork. So this is the one that obviously stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Jeremy Irons, John Malkovich, I can never pronounce his name, and Gabriel Byrne. This one. Gerald.
Yeah.
That guy. So pretty much this is obviously, it's got the Three Musketeers in this. And what this movie is about is that obviously there is a king and he ends up having a twin brother at birth. And they were pretty much separated. So one could be the leader and the other one kind of lived his own little life. But when the king found out that he did have a brother, he pretty much killed the family that he was with and put him in an iron mask and pretty much locked him up in jail because he was afraid that he was going to come in and take over his throne when he had didn't even know. He figured he was just some kid. And then you had the Three Musketeers, these guys, who came and found out and wanted to overthrow the king. So they break him out of jail and pretty much get him and train him to be the king. He thought that they had more time to do that, but they only had like a couple weeks really to figure it out. And that's pretty much what this movie is about.
And Leonardo plays both the Man in the Iron Mask and the king.
Yes.
So one's cool, the other one's a total dickhead.
Pretty much.
Literally.
Yeah.
The one that was a dick slept with majority of the women in the castle.
Yes, and one of the women he fancied was actually with one of the Three Musketeers' son. Like, he was actually going to propose to her, and figuring the only way that he can probably get her is send his son off to war again, and he put it in there that he needed to be front line no matter what so he could get killed. Mm-hmm. So he could take her. Like he said, he's a dick.
Mm-hmm. Special features.
Okay, you want me to read them?
Anyway, well, you know more about the movie than I do.
Okay, so disc 1 is your 4K, and it has a new 4K transfer from the 35mm original negative in Dolby Vision. It has audio commentary with writer and director Randall Wallace. Disc 2 is your Blu-ray, which has a new 2023 transfer from the 35mm original negative. It's got an interview with producer Paul Hitchcock, interview with production designer Anthony Pratt, audio commentary with Randall Wallace, Myth and the Musketeers featurette, director's take featurette, and original behind the scenes featurette.
It's a little over 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't feel the burn like I thought we would, because usually when it comes to a movie like this where they're jumping around like little fairies, I really don't get into it that way.
He figured he was going to watch this movie and they were going to be wearing tights and all this, and they weren't. That's why I said this is my Three Musketeers besides the Disney one that we like with Mickey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only other one that I really like. I don't watch any of the other ones just because like this has always been my go-to.
It was a decent movie. The movie itself, I would probably give a 2.5 out of 5. That's just my point of the movie. You could watch it, but I'll probably watch it at a later date. It might hit me better the second time.
Right.
It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. But the transfer, I thought it looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you?
I did.
For an older movie. There was enough to wow you off the screen, but
you also have to remember the time frame that
I
when
know,
they filmed
that's what it's supposed to look
but
like.
exactly. But even the time frame of the movie is that gloomy
Mhm.
decade, I guess you should say.
You have special features.
Hmm
2.5 out of 5. That's where I'm gonna stand.
Okay.
I already know you're probably gonna be a 5 out of 5.
No,
That's surprising.
I'm actually a 4 out of 5.
That's surprising.
Well, like I said, I grew up watching this movie. I loved this movie when it came up, and I definitely would watch it again. I was more worried about how he was going to feel about it, because normally when it comes to movies that, that I've watched that I really like, he's like, why'd you make me watch this? Like Casablanca.
Yeah, her choice of movies really burns me sometimes. I'm like, how can you sit and watch this and actually enjoy it? And the movie is just horrible. This one's way better than Casablanca. Casablanca, if I had to do that again, I'd put a bullet in my head.
I would never make you do that again.
That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen, other than Conan the Barbarian. But I would definitely watch this 3 times in a row compared to those movies ever. Horrible. Would I recommend this? I would recommend it. It was actually a decent movie. It was better than what I thought it was going to be. I figured they're going to be jumping around like 3 little fairies, all that crap. They're like straggly looking musketeers. You got some decent looking women in it.
With big titties.
Yeah, big titty. Big titty women is what we say on this.
Yeah, we do.
No TNA though.
No. The only thing I wish that when they did film this, was that there be more action packed with
I
the
wish it
three
would have had more action in it. It wasn't that much action. It was more focused on Leonardo wooing I call them his sexual clients, but the women, yeah.
Well, it's supposed to focus on
The king, I know.
his brother
I know.
and taking over. But that is one thing I did wish that even when I watched this when I was younger, that they did have more action packed with it. Because you're talking about 3 musketeers, or the musketeers where they've always went out and fought and did what they needed to do.
You had a couple of war scenes here and there, but nothing. It'd be like a quick 2 minutes of fighting and then back to the drama. This movie was more drama than it was action.
Yes.
If it would have had more action in it, I would have been better with it. Even if it's not like bloody or anything like that. It's just if it would have had at least more action. I think I would have liked it more than what I did. I don't get into the love story aspect of this shit. I mean, it wasn't really a love story. He was going around just fucking multiple women.
Well, the mother and...
Well, I know, but Leonardo was going around screwing all the women in the hotel. You might as well call it a fucking hostel is what you should have called it.
Yeah, the castle or whatever.
But once they broke his brother out, also played on Leonardo, it was more interesting. I liked his side better than I did the king side, other than when he was going around screwing all the women. I got an entertainment out of that. But
right. Well, the other thing I was more worried about, because it does have John Malkovich in it, and he is not a big John Malkovich fan.
He's just weird.
So that's why I was kind of worried that he was going to be like, nope, negative all through the whole entire thing. But
I like John Malkovich better than I do Leonardo. But the only Leonardo movie I really like, there's 2. The Revenant, but I prefer The Grey over that, starring Liam Neeson, a much better movie. But Leonardo's best movie that we have yet to get is The Beach. That will always be my favorite movie with him in it.
okay.
But I've never been a big Leonardo fan. Some of his movies are just hit and miss with me. But John Malkovich is he's just a little strange. He is.
He's very strange.
But he did a good job in this. Yeah. I'm not saying he didn't. All the actors and actresses did a wonderful job in this movie. It's just, I prefer certain actors over other actors. Kind of like I prefer The Cage.
Right.
And prefer Russell Crowe.
Right.
I prefer Sylvester Stallone over Arnold Schwarzenegger any day of the week.
Yeah. But I'm happy that he actually did like this movie. He did like it more than he thought he was going to like. So I was kind of very happy about that.
Would I recommend picking up? Yeah. I'd wait for a sale though, because you do not get a slip with this. It comes slipless, so it comes butt naked. So I would wait for a sale. I mean, obviously, there's what the Roger Corman sale has got like a day or so left.
Yes.
But next sale, or if you catch it on a flash sale on Amazon, pick it up. I wouldn't recommend picking this up right away. We will leave the link down below for
if
it.
you do want to
If you
get
do
this,
want to get this, you really like this movie, like, damn, I want to get that movie.
especially if you didn't know that it was out on 4K, because some people might not know that it's actually out on 4K.
So that is our review on The Man in the Iron Mask, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Gabriel Byrne, John Weird Ass Malkovich, and
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons,
And the other guy, the French guy.
yeah, the French guy. He's a pretty good actor, though.
Yeah.
He was. I did like him though. They called him multiple times the three women in the bed.
Yeah.
Now, see,
Or in the hay. Remember, he was in the hay with them.
that would be me.
No.
Going around with three women in the hay. Well, you go to hay, you go in the hay, you go there to play.
What did I just say?
You have 6 big titty nipples.
Stop.
That is our review on The Man that rolled around in the hay. So we see you on the next one. Have a good evening.